G'day everyone, Declan from Elros Caravans. Well, today we've got a very special video. It's Nigel and Fiona Blake's ECX19 that they've built with us. Nigel and Fiona are all the way from New South Wales. So they've driven all the way over to our Perth factory to come and collect their pride and joy. So if you want to check out the video now, please subscribe and share, and then we'll get into it. It has now been 3 weeks since we picked up the van. Can both Fiona and I just say how happy we are with the level of quality and thought which has gone into the build? We could not be happier. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you and all involved with the build for the effort that has gone into it. I don't think we could have asked for a more comfortable homely rig from anywhere else. I think the decision we made to go with Elros has been justified, even with all of the travel. Today we've had the vehicle and van weighed to ensure that we are loading everything correctly. The company who has done this has said they don't remember when they last saw a van which was so well balanced. We had loaded the vehicle with water and 40 litres of diesel on the front end with all of our food, clothing and stuff. We took everything we bought with us out of the Toyota and loaded it into the van. If there was any comment, we need to put more on the ball, moving a few things around and sorted that. Thanks for everything you have done. I will be talking to you after the open day sometime later next week. Well done, mate. You have certainly ticked all the boxes. All right, so here she is. Probably the first thing that you'll notice is that on this vehicle, we've got the paperbark colour scheme. So that matches in really well with people with 200 series in the champagne colour, or they might have a 79 series in the Sandy Taupe. That's a really good colour match for this vehicle. We've actually had a fair few sign-ups now after seeing this vehicle in this colour scheme. And I think it's just something different and really pops, and you'll probably notice that the factory is almost the same colour, so it does blend in a little bit. Moving on to one of the most prominent features that I'll probably talk about first off on this van is the max tracks that are on the front. So we're working closely with Max Tracks now, and we offer this feature on a lot of the builds now is to put a set of max tracks on the front. So ask the sales team about that if you are interested in something like that. Sticking with the front end of the vehicle, we've got a DO45 hitch on this. So the whole caravan's chassis is rated at 4450 as its ATM. The tear weight of this vehicle, now this is fitted also with our Raptor Coat protection package on the sides, so that reduces the tear weight. As a 19-foot van with its options and features, off-grid package, etc., we were actually really happy with where the weight of this vehicle came in at. So it taired in at 2660 as its tear weight, 190 kilos on the ball. So yeah, reasonably satisfied with those results there. Chassis wise, it's also Raptor coated, and in terms of wheels and tyres, we've fitted the Maxxis Razor ATs, and we've also done a fuel coverts is what they're called, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, fuel covert in a gunmetal finish and black lip, which looks really, really smart. Under here, we thought, yeah, I'll pass it over, Naz. There you go, that's probably better. All right, so under here we've got the Elros bash guard that's been fitted. We've got Cruisemaster XTF suspension. The box that you can see at the back there is the airbag box that we're running in this location on this particular van. So yeah, really smart, neat setup here by the boys, and protected all the PVC as well as the bash guard protection. Really helps out with protecting things under here. Water tanks are fitted with 2mm checker plate as well. So yeah, so you're going to be sure that with an Elros caravan, the undercarriage is protected as best as we possibly can. All right, so astute Elros followers on our YouTube channel will notice that now that we're doing the Raptor Coat protection packages, which is a little bit higher than what our checker plate used to be, the picnic table that we can fit over the wheel box area can be increased slightly. So now this is a 1200 by 390mm picnic table. So that just improves by about, I think it was about 90mm overall. I think the other one was a 1200 by 300. So an increase of nearly 100mm overall, which will just help out a little bit more space and everything like that. This van could also definitely have opted to do a second picnic table if they wanted, because they've got plenty of space on the side there to put some other stuff. Standard 9 by 450 windows was fitted to this one, and I'm not sure, but they might have done the bug package. Yes, so they did the bug light package on this one as well. So you've got the lights that go the entire way around the vehicle. Another new feature that we've done as well, that's now included on most Elroses that you'll see. So our supplier's now got a black step. So we're just in the process of transitioning all the vans now to a full black step. It is cosmetic. There's nothing performance orientated towards that step at all. Moving along the back, 2 spares on the back, and then obviously gone for the ladder package and the reverse camera up top on the roof as well. Okay, so moving around to the other side, hot water system vent, Starlink connection here, mains inlet, and then the vent for the fridge is just up here. If we cycle further back, we've got our Elros water filler system here, which you've all seen by now. So you've got mains, front and rear water tank connections there as well, all conveniently located in the one box, so it's easy to repair, fix and use out in the field. You've got your ball valve there, and then we've got our battery system here. It's a bit of a warm day. I think it's what, about 35 degrees today, Naz? So yeah, so it's a bit warm out here at the moment. That's why I've got the sunglasses on as well, so apologies, I'm not trying to be rude. It's very bright out here. But we've got the battery system here in operation. We've got the inverter system working now because it's firing up the aircon that's inside. And then we've also got 400 amps of lithium battery in this one, along with 800 watts of solar on the roof of this van. It's also got the BC-DC 1240 charger in conjunction with it as well. So yeah, so plenty of juice in this one to run off grid. A lot of people come to us all the time and ask, how long is that going to get me off grid? It's a hard one because everyone's power use at different times is different. Generally, if you're looking at running your aircon, you've got a 400 amp hour battery system, and the aircon usually will pull around about 100 amps itself. So on that basis, if you run your aircon, you're only going to get 4 hours out of it. But usually with the feed-in solar that's coming in, you're getting at least 30 to 70 amps of charge into your solar system. So you should be offsetting a lot of it. So generally you should get 8 to 12 hours out of your battery system if you were to run an aircon consistently at 16 degrees. Of course, when you're out in the wilderness, you're going to want to try and be a little bit more frugal with your power choices and operation. So generally you might run your aircon at 24 degrees and put up with it being a little bit warmer. Obviously you wouldn't also run all of your windows open like we are in this instance as well. So yeah, so as a general rule of thumb, you'll get at least a few days of consistent operation of your off-grid system at 400 amps with the aircon on consistently. One other thing that we just skipped off over outside here is the Sizzler Max barbecue. So this was a late call up by the customers to get one of these fitted. So we just fitted the Scissors Max in underneath the tunnel boot here. Normally that you would see a lot of them get fitted into the toolbox, but these customers have just decided that they wanted to use up their tunnel boot space, which is perfectly fine. And that's sort of the flexibility that we offer as a manufacturer as opposed to others, is we can accommodate the late changes. Although we don't like to, we like you to have that sorted out beforehand, before coming to us and signing off on the plans, but we can make last minute adjustments if needed. We are charging fees for that now though, so just be aware of that if you are coming to us. We prefer you to be organised, and when we sign off on plans, we're locked in and we can go into production and get stuff done. All right, so enough of outside. Like I said, it's quite warm today, so let's jump on the inside and have a bit of a sneak peek on the interior. I might actually just clean this up because it's looking a little bit messy. Just had the customers in to have a brief look at the van, so apologies on that. How about we just restart that video? All right, so fairly hot out here. Let's jump in the van where it's a little bit cooler and we'll check out the interior of the van, because this is obviously the centerpiece of most of our Elros vans, is the living quarters. The outside's got to look just as good as the inside. I'll take my glasses off because it's a bit rude now that we're inside. All right, so traditional north-south layout up the front here, which is very common for our 19-foot layout with the L-shaped lounge, kitchen, generous sized kitchen, and then a generous sized ensuite as well down the back there. One of the good options that the customers have done in this one, which I really like, and if Naz can whiz up on here, we've done the shoe storage compartment here. Just offers a lot easier to jump up onto a bed. These customers also did something different, so we did a nook on one side, and then on the other side we just did hanging space there as well. So that was just a bit of a unique request by these customers on this particular build. All right, so in the L-shaped lounge, nice comfortable space. We do get a lot of comments, and we do work with a really good upholstery company on the comfiness of our seating. Is one of the most important parts, as well as the bed in your vehicle as well, about getting right in terms of a comfortability perspective. A lot of people ask questions all the time of how, if you're sitting in this position, do you get out quite comfortably from the seating. So it's just a simple case that you can either slide it down, or you can even turn it. So you can turn it, and then it's a simple case of just walking out of your seating area. So the Nova Mappa table legs are really good from that perspective. All right, so I'm sitting on the throne in this vehicle at the moment. This throne is the new Ogo composting toilet. So Nigel and Fiona have decided to dive right in on the latest tech, decided to go for the Ogo. So this one's been fitted in the vehicle for them. Really good modern option to go for. Biggest benefits to the Ogo, like we've mentioned in our standalone videos on the Ogo, is its ability for it to save you a lot of water in the long term and reduced amounts of dumps that you need to do. Plus, it's really good for the environment, so why wouldn't you go for one? I'll just get my ugly mug out of this shot so Naz can get a bit more of a zoom in on the area, but this is the full ensuite, and we've also done the medicine cabinet option in this vehicle, which I do think is a good option because it gives you a bigger mirror and you also still get some advantage of storage space. We've also done the 2.5 kilo Kamak washing machine in this one as well, and Nigel and Fiona actually did the laundry hamper option in this vehicle as well, which I think is a really good use of the space as well. Okay. Nigel and Fiona also asked a little bit last minute, but I think it was well worth feature. So this is one thing that I would recommend you talking to the sales team about, is adding an extra power point under the seating area. So A lot of us these days like to get out our laptops or watch tablets and all that sort of stuff. Really functional and good use of power is to put a PowerPoint just under your seating. So you can ask for that as an additional option if you want it in your build. Well worth it in my opinion. Alright, and then finally finishing off on the interior, we'll quickly run through the kitchen area. So we've got the sink up here, savory cooktop down there. You're more than welcome to talk with the design team, like I've said in previous videos. If you don't like the position of the sink or the cooktop, you can flip them around the other way to your personal preference. Also with the microwaves, you're more than welcome to work with the design team when you're in the design phase of your vehicle with the design team. You can swap that around. Some people like it down into so it's lower access. It's completely up to you. In terms of benchtop colour, this is coastal oak is the benchtop. For the flooring, we've got light concrete, which both of them accentuate each other really well. And then for the door fascias, we've got gloss white, and for the overhead cabinetry is gloss white as well. The door handles are NX, sorry, not NX, 1X handles, which have been really good for the last 8 to 10 months that we've been installing them, so they're going really well, well worth it. In black as well, you can get nickel, and there's some other specialist colours that you can get, but for an additional fee as well. Now finally, to wrap this video up, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of costs and all those sorts of things in just 1 second. But in this van, we've done something different and new. Now we're not offering it as a full option just yet, because we want feedback from these customers if it's something that we would integrate as an option. But it's always good to keep you informed of things that we're trialing to integrate as options. And obviously RV security is really big market now, and there's several different products on the market which we've had a handle at trialing over the years. So this is why we're not saying that we're going to offer this as an option, because in the past when we have specified things, sometimes they've not worked out to be the best thing for us as a manufacturer to fit. So when you are doing your research, be prudent and make sure that you're doing your research properly, because not all systems work as intended out there in the marketplace. What we have here is called the RV Secure. Now this is called the Platinum X. It is a home security system for your caravan. Now it features a PIR sensor here, and it also features a reed switch on your door as well. So it's basically your own portable security system. Now this works as a optional fitment to a standard caravan system. So if you've got an existing caravan, this is something that you can easily fit yourself. It just requires earth and power from 12 volt, basic knowledge of how to fit the system, and you can fit it yourself. Essentially it's got a little computer screen that just runs the programming system for arming and disarming the system. It also comes with a panic alarm. The panic alarm we've actually fitted up in the bed area. So even if the van is not armed when you're sleeping in it at night, but then there might be a disturbance outside, you can hit the panic alarm, and then the alarm will go off and hopefully scare off or deter whoever's hanging about your van, especially if you're in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to activate it now. It's going to be a little bit loud, so then I'll have to rush and grab the alarm button to turn it off. But what happens when the alarm goes off, it's also hooked up to the trailer wiring, so it will lock the brakes on, and it will also trigger the exterior driving lights as well as brake and indicators on the van to flash simultaneously as well. So anyone within the vicinity will be able to notice that there's something not quite right with the van as well. So it's a very simple system to fit, and in terms of its operation, it is fairly straightforward. So we're just looking for feedback from Fiona and Nigel on the operation of the system once that they take delivery of the van. Alright, so I've got the main button here, but the panic switch is just here. So if I hit it now, it should go off, which it will. It's quite loud. Which that sets off the lights on the van, so it should alert anyone that's within the vicinity that something's not quite right. But then you can just hit your D button and off it goes. So pretty simple system. Does require a decent battery voltage for it to operate, so you make sure that there's always at least 11.4 volts in your battery system. Otherwise it will terminate and won't work, and then you'll have to reprogram the system. So that is one thing to keep an eye out on this system. But overall, so far so good. Good from an installation perspective and works as advertised. So yeah, so we'll keep you in the loop with some feedback on this and further notice. Okay, so to wrap up this video, overall build summary, it's an ECX19. It's fitted with XDF airbag suspension, Raptor coat sides, some other features like the off-grid package, carafan, Ogo composting toilet, and a few other options that I've obviously forgot about. There is also a diesel heater underneath the bed that I forgot to show inside. So keep that in mind. 32-inch TV upgrade, an extra solar panel on the roof, some other Anderson plugs on the exterior of the van as well that were optioned in, as well as the power point, and a few other things that I've probably forgotten about as well. But the total build cost for this is, as displayed, is you're looking at around about $170,000. It's obviously got the paper bark colour scheme on the exterior as well. The fuel coverts were a bit of an additional cost as well, because they actually had to be shipped in from direct from America. So yeah, in summary, overall, a really good quality build, really nice interior colour scheme. And then what do you think of the build? Do you think that there could be some improvements to this layout? What would you do as a build? Comment below. And also, if you're interested in something similar, be sure to get in touch with the sales team, and I'm sure they'll be happy to help and get you all the information that you need. Little inside scoop as well, we are having a open day, which is on the 23rd, if I'm correct, of March, or the Saturday, around that time, I think is the 23rd of March. So we are having an open day here, food trucks, vans on display. Come in and have a look through the factory so you can actually see how we construct these vehicles as well. And also there'll be myself and several other of the staff members available to just have a general chat about what we do here and what caravans that we can provide you, the general public. There'll also be some kids activities. I think we're trying to do a petting zoo, maybe a bouncy castle, and a couple of other things. We're also going to be doing a few product demonstrations on several projects, and we'll also be doing a giveaway with Red Arc as well. So we're actually going to be giving away a Red Arc Tow Pro Elite. So make sure that you register for the event, and that's how you can enter into that draw as well. So yeah, so I thought I'd just tack that onto the end of this video. So if you are interested about the Elros product, it's during the Perth Caravan and Camping Show weekend. So if you are coming from up north or down south, good opportunity to come in here and have a browse at our products here right on site, so you can actually physically touch and feel the product and see how they're constructed as well, which is really invaluable to a lot of customers as well. So that's all from this video. Starting to ramble on now, so I'll catch you on the next one. See you later, guys. The panic button now, which will set it off. This is not setting it off.
Yep, folks.
Yeah, all good. Thanks for doing nothing.
I didn't do nothing, I just...
Magic hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, it's a little bit harder. There you go, thank you, Naz. Ow! Ow, that hurt. I'm gonna have to edit that one out, Naz. Oh, I've crushed my finger, man. All right, so let's go and